completely vacuumed behind here, moved this around, moved the set piece. This was not a part of my plan or my deal today, and the only reason why I can say that I did it is to avoid work. I literally have some editing to do, and it's been on my mind all day, but I literally prioritized something else. What the hell? Working to keep ourselves from working. Most of us, if not all of us, are guilty of this at some point or another. Maybe you're familiar with the word procrastinating. Yeah, definitely me. All throughout my life, whether it's high school, middle school, jobs, every day out of the week, I've always procrastinated at everything I've done. Whether it was something extremely important or just moderately consistent, I would always find the best distractions, the most hard-working and labor-intensive distractions possible to keep myself from accomplishing that goal. Maybe that sounds familiar. I don't know if you've ever felt that feeling where you just stare at the laundry and you know it's got to get done, that it has to be finished every single week, but somehow you manage to find the most remedial tasks of cleaning out the junk drawer or going through and getting rid of old bottles of ketchup and mustards and half open jars of pickles that are in the refrigerator, because somehow that's just an easier job to do in the moment than actually putting forth the effort to get the job done you've assigned yourself for the day. Ugh. I can't find an issue more prevalent in this than running your own business or just being independent of your own schedule and hours. We'll say that at the very least. A lot of people who have their own set schedule, who are allowed to work from home, their biggest quote-unquote issue is just knowing how to negate their time properly. A lot of us are just overwhelmed by all of the tasks we have to do, and if you're somebody who isn't the best at managing your time, you can get distracted by something that you find way more important in the moment, where in the long run it could be just a fraction of what you need to get done for the day. So a big part of this is learning how to manage your own working habits and just habits throughout your daily life. A huge YouTuber by the name of Matt Diavella had posted a video 2 weeks ago about, it was called How to Hack Your Habits. And basically what this taught us was kind of how to reconfigure our brain in a way that we can hack our daily habits in our everyday life in a way that we can start benefiting ourselves more positively. So, in a sense, instead of working so hard to keep ourselves from working and distracting and procrastinating away from the things we need to get done, we can instead maintain some habits that can allow us to get more work done throughout the day and really just have it seamlessly affect our lives in the negative. So after he posted this video, it really got me thinking, what are some of the habits that I can institute into my own life to really start benefiting myself and maybe even the others around me? So I kind of wanted to explain a few of the habits that I planned on maintaining this month and really where that got me. If you'd let me explain, let's get into it. All right. First thing on the agenda, eating healthier. Now, I by no means eat like nastily, unhealthily. I drink zero soda, so I'm not really worried about that. However, recently, especially being on the road doing sales, I've been eating a lot of junkier foods, a lot of red meat, a lot of chicken, but I definitely need to incorporate a lot more greens into my daily diet. Alright. And so the second big thing that I'd like to incorporate into my regime of things would have to be to read more books. They say that associating yourself with reading books like every single day, not a whole book, but maybe it's a couple of pages or a couple of chapters, it's been found that if you associate yourself with more and more books in your life, that you just seem to retain more and more noticeable positive habits. Now, I'm not a stranger to reading. However, I definitely do not pick up the books as often as I need. I haven't read through an entire novel since probably the 10th grade. Aside from that, it's always just been like short readings, small chapters of self-help books and sales books. I say that the only books that I ever really finished reading were mangas and comic books, because yes, I am definitely super nerdy. But I'd like to change that. My entire bookshelf is full of both mangas and old comics and a lot of self-help books. Now, self-help books, in a lot of my opinion, they can be a bunch of baloney unless you really know how to internalize them the right way. I think it's about the message and less about the content, although the content is the message, but I think you know what I mean. So I've been planning on picking up a couple of books, like Just Listen, which is a book by Mark Galston, and really it's to help me more so unlock the, not so much secrets, but just really underlying tricks to becoming a better sales rep and becoming a better listener, and how to interpret people's information and internalize it so that I can create more positive results, whether that be personally, connectively, financially. Books like this guy are awesome. I've also been really interested for the entirety of my life in doing something like learning another language fluently. And while most of us went through high school Spanish or German or French, but something that I've always wanted to learn for myself and nobody else was Japanese. Totally. And I have a friend, his name is @That'sMyChad. I will absolutely link him below. But he teaches people how to learn Japanese and write kanji, and so I was told to work on picking up just a couple of bilingual dictionaries, kind of internalize some of the words, and really watch Chad's YouTube videos on trying to learn a new language. They even say adapting yourself to new language can open up pathways in the brain and not necessarily make me smarter, but I think really help you absorb, like everything else, more information. Yeah, more books, adding more books into it. What's the next thing that I really would love to talk to you guys about? It's very simple, but I think it's probably one of the most important things that I need to do when maintaining successful habits.
And that's going to be getting an adequate amount of sleep, like every single night. Now, I'm not the biggest believer in the whole 8 hours thing. I don't really need 8 hours. My sweet spot usually rests between about 5 and 6 hours of sleep every single night. And that's like, I'm solid. I am chugging along. I am ready to keep my workday going. But anything more or less than that, and I just feel sluggish. And even more importantly, it's the consistency in which I'm going to bed. Usually I am all over the place right now. Sometimes I'm passing out at 2 o'clock in the morning, and so I'm staying asleep until like 8, 9 a.m. and that's not cool for me. And then there's other times where I'm passing out ridiculously early, like 8 p.m. and so I'm waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm getting some edit work done, but there's other vital things that I need to finish up that I'm just starting to cool off and power down from waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning. So the next big important thing is getting the right amount of sleep. So getting to bed so that I can get up in the morning, continue these habits forward is going to be like really important for me. And so really from there, I just like to review kind of what I'm doing for myself. And that's going to be things like monitoring what I'm eating, that I'm eating more and more healthy foods, that I'm not getting sidetracked by just excessive amounts of red meats and other things that I really like, but they kind of make me sluggish and slow me down. Applying more books to my life, you know, really reading more of those, taking more of that in, really trying to develop some new skills and language skills, really devote myself to kind of picking out some new words from the Japanese dictionary and other things that I think will help keep me motivated to continue forward with other big goals. And then the really big one is going to be getting the right amount of sleep, which, I mean, we just hit that, but we're going to go over it again. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. It's actually like a mashup of multiple weeks that I did this. It's funny, for a video about working to keep myself from working and trying to find ways to stay on task, I got insanely distracted with this video. I had so many other jobs going on. I had so many other big projects and sales that I had to like work on. It's been a whole thing. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'll definitely see you next time next week. We're trying to keep this going every single week. The weeklies are rolling out. I really appreciate you all, and I thank you so much for even watching these little segments. I can't believe you guys take your time to watch my videos. That's just insane to me. I'm going to bed now. We'll see you guys later. Enjoy yourselves, and good night. Thank you.